All right, I'm the Flat Rate Master. Today we're going to talk about the new Insider Ratchet, my thoughts after putting it to some serious work. So a lot of times when I'm doing an oil change, I will use an electric ratchet to buzz out the drain plug. And there's a caveat when you're using the insider sockets. When you pull it away from the drain plug, it will fill up with oil and it'll stay there. So chances are if you set this down somewhere and it tips, you're gonna have a puddle of oil. Now the other thing you gotta be really careful of when cleaning them with brake clean is point them way away from your face. Because unfortunately the design of them kind of kicks everything back out. So like for instance, you're spraying like this, obviously not a good representation of where you'd spray it. But if you spray it like this, you're gonna have a cone of brake clean that will hit you in the face. So be careful with that. Now, power-wise, awesome. I mean, it is a powerful electric ratchet. So no problems on that. Now let's talk about the ratcheting mechanism. Now, Milwaukee does not give manual specs, meaning how much force it'll take to break the ratcheting mechanism by hand. They don't give those specs. But I can tell you, other than the original big head 3/8, this is probably the stoutest ratcheting mechanism out of all of them. I haven't gotten to a situation where I'm worried I'm going to break it and go to another tool. That's pretty impressive. Now let's talk about the socket carrier thing. This just kind of sucks. Now it's unfortunately a problem of the design is when you pull it out and things slide around, difficult to get them back in, so you got to slide them back out. Kind of a minor complaint, but I'll probably wind up switching over to a Vim rail for these going forward after the review, because it's a lot easier to bring this home than, a Vim rail. Now the bit driver obviously comes in handy every now and then. Obviously, if you haven't seen my original video on this tool, socket extensions go in from either side so you can get better clearance for odd places. Let's talk about the socket adapters. You got 1/4 inch, you got 3/8. Now, going in normal on a 1/4 inch, it might just pop off. Line up the ball detent and it pops off. But if you swap it to the other side on the 1/4 inch, it tends to take the adapter out with it, which can be a little irritating, especially on gruddy, rusty fasteners. You may be down in a hole and come up without your socket. So just something to be aware of. On 3/8, at least on my sample, it's a little worse even on the regular side where it doesn't want to come off. And there's no real good way to retain that in the tool when you're trying to get it off. So you pretty much have to do that. So there is still maybe a need for regular 3/8 and 1/4 inch. So think about it. You're down in a tight hole and you got a gruddy fastener, it's kind of wedged in there, you go to pull it out and you come up without the socket. So that is a concern for me. I've dropped it a few times with the 1/4 inch adapter on it. So just something to be aware of. Overall though, I think this is an excellent tool and highly recommend it. The biggest thing you need to know about is that 1/4 inch and 3/8 adapters not retaining real well, just simply because, well, they don't. Unfortunately, that is a problem with these kind of modular tools is there's some compromises anywhere you make this tool. Now on the insider sockets, they're a little more positive for whatever reason. So they're less likely to pop off in a car. Not impossible, but less likely. For whatever reason, on my sample, the 3/8 and 1/4 inch adapters tend to pop out pretty frequently. So that's a big caveat with this tool. I hope you liked this video. As always, thanks for watching. I am the Flat Rate Master.